rundown. Today we're going to be talking about Cruel Intentions, and the first match being the returning Brandon Hobbs taking on Blackheart. Hobbs made it known he wanted that hardcore championship, and now he's got his sights set on it as he would go on to defeat Blackheart. And with a non-title victory over the hardcore champion, one would have to expect Hobbs has a date with the hardcore championship. Could we possibly see the king of hardcore, as he may call himself, regain that championship? Now, next up, Patrick O'Reilly and Miano Diaz were seen backstage together. Patrick O'Reilly trying to teach Miano some English, slowly but surely get Diaz to that level. Chris saw them working together, made a match with the tag team champions, of course, myself and my partner S.2. Patrick O'Reilly and Miano Diaz for a new tag team showed great communication skills as they used those skills to get the victory. What happened afterwards, though, would be a stare down between law enforcement and the team of Diaz and O'Reilly, as it seems like the tag division is heating up with law enforcement, Diaz and O'Reilly, and the champions all vying for an opportunity to prove that the tag team division belongs to them. Next up, though, we would see Deacon Storm and Trendy Parker come to the ring. Trendy Parker would forfeit her newly won championship to Deacon Storm, and a new international championship would be introduced, and the first man to come for that championship, none other than Jay Ellis. And before Deacon Storm could even get his reign going, Jay Ellis put a stop to that right in its tracks, as Jay Ellis would become the new international champion. And this is Jay Ellis' first singles championship run in XCW. So we'll have to wait and see if Ellis can prove dominant in singles just like he did with those tag team championships earlier in the season. Next up, though, Evan Phoenix would take on Jesse Justice. Evan Phoenix, though, would be supporting a protective mask, trying to make sure that his broken nose wasn't damaged any further. And when Phoenix hit the Phoenix Driver, one would expect it would be over. But Jesse Justice would turn things around and roll up Evan Phoenix, catching Phoenix by surprise and picking up the victory. Jesse Justice now has the victory over Evan Phoenix, but with a roll-up, one would have to assume that Phoenix won't be far behind in wanting to even things up. But we are going to cut into our first commercial break, and when we get back, we will have Fletch joining us today, as well as later on our XCW Extra. We'll see Jay Ellis taking on Psycore.
Coming soon to XC Wrestling 1.
Do it now.
They tell me that I would never make it. But look at me now. I finally made it.
Do it now.
And this is mine sometime later.
Do it now.
Back from that commercial break, like I said, we would have Fletch joining us, and Fletch at Cruel Intentions would become a 9-time XCW champion by defeating Brogan O'Shea. So, Fletch, now that you're a 9-time champion, you are one away from tying Hazard's record. So, do you think in the future maybe you could become a 10-time champion, or are you focused on making this 9th reign one of your best of all time?
Well, I mean, I'd have to say that everybody's goal is to, continue to be on top of the card, be the XCW champion. That's the goal. Quite frankly, going into the match yesterday, I had no idea that I was even up for my 9th XCW championship. And so, actually, I'm completely honored to be tied right now with the great late Kurt Acid, who also had 9 championship reigns. And so this reign is not only just for me, but the good guy side of me says that this reign is for Kurt Acid as well.
Good to know. You know, you've always referred to yourself and wanting to make XCW this symbol of excellence. So when you say that, what exactly do you mean by wanting to make this company and yourself a symbol of excellence for the people to view?
Well, I think there for a few years, XCW kind of lost its way. We closed down, as a lot of people know, back in 2016, and we brought that passion back in 2017 with a Glory reunion. And the first year of XCW's resurgence was absolutely just unbelievable. I couldn't have asked for anything better. But I feel like by the end of that year, and then 2018, 2019, I feel like XCW started to lose a little bit of that luster, a little bit of what made XCW XCW. And my goal was to bring XCW back to what it was, to the glory days of XCW. When I talk about XCW being a symbol of excellence, I just talk about us being on the very top of our game. And we're continuing to prove that we can do that. Look at some of our recent numbers. We are the symbol of excellence. We just have to believe in ourselves. We can't continue to have people like, it's funny that it's coming from me, but people like Psycore and Emily and Chris Jones running the shows. In all honesty, I'm what got XCW to that promised land, and I'm going to do that again. This time as the XCW champion.
You know, you are the XCW champion, which puts a big target on your back. But watching your back, you have Corey Lee and Hayden Vex. So with two of the best of all time watching your back, do you feel threatened at all by anybody in the locker room?
You know, I think a lot of people are going to expect me to get on here and gloat about myself, Corey, and Hayden, and how much superior we are to the rest of the roster. And I actually feel that that's true. But I can't be too dismissive because I feel like Bergen O'Shea knows how to bring the fight. Guys like Tommy Merriman obviously know how to bring the fight. There's a reason why I paired myself alongside Tommy Merriman and Vengeance. Because I believe in Tommy, and I know what Tommy is capable of. And there's some guys on the undercurrent right now that I know that are going to come up through the ranks, and they're possibly going to do the exact same thing. Guys like Jay Ellis, guys like Blackheart, guys like Anthony Steele, Hunter Halkin, DJ Wolbert. The sky is the limit for all of these guys to become stars and to find their way to the main event. It's just up to me to make sure that I stay at the top of my game and remain the XCW champion. And that's exactly what my plan is. So, in all honesty, no, there's nobody that I really fear. That I bring on all comers because this title reign is going to be different than any other.
All right, you mentioned some future stars of XCW, and you being the one alongside, of course, the late, great Kurt Acid, the Boat. You two were kind of the founding fathers when it came to XCW. So, looking back on that, would you have done anything differently, whether it came to bringing in certain people or going by any different rules, anything like that?
Well, I think I really don't think about it that way. There are some people that I question as to why I chose to work with them. You go back to the 2012 era, and you got guys like Nemesis and Mitchell Maverick and guys like this that didn't really care about XCW in prominent positions, and I regret some of them. And then you fast forward to 2018, and we had guys like Travis Purdy and all these one-timer guys, Ryan Romero's of the world that no one knows or cares about. And it was a dark time in XCW. The only regret that I have is closing down XCW in 2016. Beyond that, I think everything happened for a reason, and I can surely say that I'm happy with where XCW is and the roster that we have, and I just think that the passion is back, and I owe that a lot to our current roster.
All right, well, you all heard it here. Fletch looking to make this title run one of the best, not only in his career, but just of XCW history in general. So good luck to you on that, and thank you for joining us. We're going to cut to our final commercial break. When we get back, we got a few more matches to talk about, and, of course, today's XCW Extra. Jay Ellis taking on Psycore. Back from our final commercial break, we're going to get into J.J. Kelty and Brady Branson going one-on-one. Of course, this was set up after J.J. Kelty would move some stuff around, and Brady Branson took offense to that, asking J.J. if he had a problem, they could gladly settle it in the ring. And this match was intense. At one point, J.J. would throw Brady into the garage, creating a big gap. And it seems like when Brady asked J.J. if he had a problem, may have bit off more than he can chew, as J.J. Kelty would pick up the victory over the All-American. And, you know, J.J. Kelty, maybe he's looking to get back into some singles gold of his own after witnessing his former partner pick up some. But we're going to move right along to Corey Lee and Hayden Vetts taking on Hunter Houken and Void. Of course, this being the second time Hunter Houken would face royalty in tag team action. This time, though, same thing would happen. He would be unsuccessful as Corey Lee and Hayden Vex pick up another victory for royalty. But what happened afterwards would be the most shocking of all, as Tommy Merriman would make his XCW return after injury, laying out Hayden Vex and telling Vex, "You can't put me down." Tommy seems to have Hayden Vex right in his sights, and he might have Fletch in his sights too, as royalty has been a thorn in Tommy's side. Now, we're going to get into our New Age Championship match that saw Anthony Steele, after defeating Miano Diaz 2 weeks ago, taking on New Age Champion DJ Wolbert. When Anthony Steele looks like he was trying to give DJ that taste of steel, DJ bit into Anthony Steele's neck, holding the neck in between his teeth until blood would be drawn, and DJ Wolbert continues just to look like a new man, a man possessed by demons, just wanting to target people, get in their head, even possibly try to hurt people while doing it. Steele would pick up the win by disqualification though, but DJ Wolbert still on top, keeping the New Age Championship in the darkness and in his grasp. Now, in our Cruel Intentions main event, we had Brogan O'Shea taking on Fletch for the XCW Championship. Of course, we had Fletch earlier in the show, and he talked to us about his reign, meaning Fletch would defeat Brogan O'Shea, doing it on his own. Afterwards, Fletch would receive a new XCW champion, custom to XCW, claiming he wants to make it the symbol of excellence. We do know, though, in 2 weeks, Fletch, Corey Lee, and Hayden Vex will take on Hunter Houken, Brogan O'Shea, and Tommy the Man Merriman in a 6-man tag team match that has huge implications moving forward. So make sure to stay tuned for that, and make sure to stay tuned for today's XCW Extra, Jay Ellis taking on Psycore.
This match is scheduled for one fall. And now, making his way to the ring.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another XCW Extra here on the Rundown, and we are about to be joined by none other than, well, now current XCW International Champion Jay Ellis. And just like you talked about a little bit earlier on the top of the show, this is the first singles championship that Jay Ellis has ever held in XCW. And this match happened just a few months ago, but it just makes you wonder, you know, who's coming out on top. Psycore had probably the best couple of seasons of his entire career, and it makes me, I mean, obviously Jay Ellis is an up-and-comer. Is he able to knock off a veteran like Psycore in this contest?
Definitely going to be interesting to see, like you mentioned, Psycore with probably the best run of his XCW career, winning the XCW champion, hardcore championship. He was part of the winning team out of Legion. Of course, the 2021 Superstar of the Year, all before his unfortunate retirement. But Jay Ellis, an up-and-comer, he just won his first singles championship in XCW. We've seen him dominate the tag team division, but it'll definitely be interesting to see who comes out on top as we await the arrival of the Beast, Psycore.
Yeah, Psycore definitely, he made his debut all the way back in 2004 with his first big rivalry being against Lucifer, eventually knocking off Christian to become the Power Championship, to win the Power Championship, which we now know as the XCW Hardcore Championship. But Psycore quickly made a name for himself in the XCW, and he's been in and out of XCW throughout the years, but definitely a Hall of Fame career. And, you know, he went out on a high note, went out on top. He might not have won his last match against Blackheart, but he definitely made an impression that will live with the current XCW roster forever. And I'm sure that Jay Ellis is thankful for this match, win, lose, or draw. And this is the first time one-on-one meeting between these two, so definitely interested to see how things are going to play out in this one-on-one match.
Both men kind of do. They're kind of known for submissions, of course. Psycore wants to wear you down, tear you down, then tear you apart limb by limb. Where Jay Ellis, once he locks you in that chokehold, he's going to force you to fall asleep if you're not going to tap out. Jay Ellis gets Psycore into the corner early.
Kind of surprising that Jay Ellis outpowered Psycore. I mean, Psycore's known for his strength, and Jay Ellis is in control early going to this match.
Jay Ellis from the outside might be talking a little bit of trash, and you don't want to give Psycore any room to maneuver, but Jay Ellis could be looking for that huge cannonball.
And a cannonball in the corner from Jay Ellis, rocking Psycore. And again, just like we said before, Jay Ellis firmly in control of this contest thus far. And I'm actually kind of surprised to see Jay Ellis have this much control of this match.
Jay Ellis just with a couple of huge chops, and like you said, very shocking to see. Psycore hasn't really fought back at all. Jay Ellis has just been defeating him with ease, just slinging him into the mat there.
Yeah, there's a short arm clothesline 1, 2, and a kick out from Psycore. It's going to take a little more than a clothesline to knock down the beast, but you know, all it takes is, just like you said, both these men know how to get their opponent to tap out. They know how to make their opponent submit. And all Jay Ellis needs to do is hit that rear naked choke on Psycore, and it's lights out.
Jay Ellis just kicked Psycore right out of the ring. It seems like he's kind of disrespecting Psycore, taunting the crowd, getting in the ref's face. Now it looks like he might be trying to get Psycore to come back into the ring, but Psycore, being a veteran, knows he's got till the count of 10, so kind of smart by Psycore there. Get a breather. Try to refresh yourself.
And he does just that. He gets back into the ring to break the count, right back outside of the ring to catch his breath. The only bad part to this strategy is it's keeping Jay Ellis fresh as well.
All I heard was a smart-ass mouth that needs taken care of.
Psycore just circling the ring. He might be trying to find an opportunity to get back in where he can catch Ellis off guard. It looks like that's exactly what he did as he gets Ellis into the corner. A couple of huge punches.
And you know, Psycore is known for having 2 golden gloves from back in the day. He's also had some MMA training, boxing training. So Psycore's been around the block, and he knows how to use those fists, and a short 2 count there for Psycore.
And Psycore finally in control of this one. Looks like he's going to stay on top of Jay Ellis, bringing him back to his feet.
Psycore brings Jay Ellis back to his feet, and he's got devious plans here for Jay Ellis. And oh my God!
Huge DDT there from Psycore. He trapped the arms, preventing Ellis from blocking his face at all.
Well, Jay Ellis was in control in the early goings of this match, but it has such changed. Psycore now looks like he's setting him up for the psych out, and he hit it! And that's it.
Jay Ellis had control and was dominating early, but all Psycore needed was just a brief moment to regain control, and he hits that huge psych out to pick up the victory.
Gotta hand it to Jay Ellis in this match. He had the momentum in the early going, but unfortunately, the veteran mentality of Psycore outpowers Jay Ellis in this XCW Extra. And ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. We thank you for joining us here on XCW Rundown. Until next time, we'll see you.